So a pretty common strategy these days, especially for travelers like full-time RVers or digital nomads or people that are like traveling nurses or anybody that is traveling on a regular basis and they don't really have a direct home base. A pretty common strategy nowadays is to establish your residency in the state of South Dakota. South Dakota is the only state in the U.S. where you can establish residency with only 1 day of living in the state. And the way you establish residency in 1 day is you really just need a receipt from a hotel or a campground or a trailer park or something where you have stayed one night in the state of South Dakota. So basically you can take that hotel receipt to the Department of Motor Vehicles or the driver's license office, and you can change your driver's license over to a South Dakota driver's license. The other thing you will need in order to change your driver's license over to the state of South Dakota is you will need an address in the state in order for the Department of Motor Vehicles to have an address in the state to correspond with you. For example, if you get a speeding ticket or stoplight ticket or renewing your driver's license or that sort of thing, they need an address in the state to mail you notices and that sort of thing. So South Dakota is a pretty unique option there because most states require you to prove residency through things like a utility bill or a bank statement or some evidence that you've lived in that state for 6 months in order to change your residency to that state. But South Dakota only requires you to live there 1 day, and proof of residency can just be a bill at a hotel or a campground where you've stayed. And the other good thing is South Dakota is a zero tax state. So if you do establish your residency in that state, you will basically not have to file a state tax return also, which is nice. The only other thing I forgot, there is one other thing they do require. They require you to sign this affidavit that you are a full-time traveler and that you're claiming South Dakota as your state of residency with a minimum of 1 day in the state. And in order to prove that you do have a mailing address in the state, you will have to provide them with at least one piece of mail that you've received to your address in the state of South Dakota. So it's really not that hard to do. So you could literally just change your credit card statement or your bank account or your cell phone bill or basically anything that has your name on it and receive that one piece of mail to your virtual mailbox address. And then that would be sufficient when you sign that affidavit. And with Business Anywhere, we do offer a virtual mailbox address in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So we do make this possible for our clients that are travelers